Oh hey, me again. You know those blocks in Minecraft that everybody just hates? They have their uses, but they're just not very pretty looking. Some would say they're ugly. Some would say they're the worst.
Someone would throw them in some lava so that they would never have to look at that stupid ugly block again.
Well, welcome to the Smallishbeans channel, where we think every block is beautiful. Not just on the inside, but on the exterior as well. That's why today we're going to be making 5 houses from the 5 ugliest blocks. But we really know they're beautiful. Just like me. So the first block I went with is the dirt block. Possibly the most hated block in the game because it's dirt. Who likes dirt? Well, I do. It's beautiful. It's the most beautiful brown colour and it's brown. I'm just kidding. It's really weird building with these really ugly blocks. So I decided to use coarse dirt and regular dirt to create a sort of cool texture on this build. And I also used some sand and sandstone for the roofs and stuff like that, just because you need another block when you're building stuff. And of course, there is no such thing as dirt stairs. However, I think this house really turned out quite nice. It's got the sand and the dirt, which is some sort of blocks you would never normally use, but these are all vanilla blocks, and I think this looks like quite a nice house. It's not, of course, going to be as nice as houses built out of wood or cobblestone and stuff like that, but seeing as it's built out of dirt, I think it looks pretty good. I also had a little farm in the background, and I've decorated the interior as well, which I will show you in a few seconds. But the coarse dirt and the dirt go pretty well together, obviously, as they're all dirt, and I used some grass in there as well to make this look like quite a nice house. And here is the final product with the small farm at the back as well. We head in the front door and we've got all the basics of stuff. Got this nice little table here, some chairs, bookshelves, chest room in there kind of hidden away. All the basics of things you would need. And on the top floor, again, quite basic. We've got this nice balcony, which I'm not going to look out on because you'll see the other houses I've already built for the next 4. But some chest room up here, the bed. And I use this grass instead of a fence. It doesn't do the same job as a fence, but I think it looks pretty cool. The flower pots, of course, on the windowsills, and the grass up there on the balcony again. And I also used brown windows to stick with the theme, and I think it just looks really nice. Quite a cool, unusual house. Next up, we have the sponge block, which, in my opinion, is possibly one of the ugliest blocks in the game by far. It's sponge, it's yellow, it looks like mouldy cheese. Not sure what you can like about it, but we're going to try and make something beautiful out of this mouldy sponge cheese thing. So we're using a combination of wet sponge and normal sponge to make this house. I used wet sponge for the roof, which was a bit of a weird choice afterwards, I realised, as wet sponge drips, so you just have a constant drip in your house. Maybe change it over if you're going to build something out of sponge. I would recommend doing that for sure. However, it actually turned out quite nice, this house. It was kind of a different roof style than I normally go for, as I built the entire thing out of sponge, as you can see here. But again, if you use other blocks to decorate it, like for this one, I only really used oak wood, as you can't just have one house made out of one thing entirely, as it just looks ridiculous. I also built a farm outside and added some texture and a path up to it as well, and I think it turned out quite nice. As you can see here though, the dripping is quite annoying. The final product looks pretty interesting though, I think. I wouldn't say it's life-changing, this build, but we've got this nice farm outside here with some birch trees around, and inside, the dripping, as I said before, is a bit weird. But we have this little crafting area here with some basic stuff you need, of course, like a jukebox. Some chests over here, plus an enchanting area and a bed with some chests by it, as well as a ender chest. If you can get by the dripping, I think this is quite a nice build. And with what I was working with, I think it's turned out quite nice. So there you have it, the sponge house. Next up, we have the piston block, which is one of my least favourite blocks in the game because it's just weird. It's like wood on one side, stone on the other, and it looks like a furnace as also looking like a bit of weird wood. But I took up the challenge and I decided to build a house out of these pistons. I used a mixture of sticky pistons and normal pistons. The sticky pistons for like the accent of the house, and the normal pistons just to make up the walls. I used some stone for the roof just because you can't get piston stairs, as that would be a bit weird. But I did use the pistons and how they work by placing some redstone behind them to make the sort of windowsill effect with the trapdoors on them as well, and I think it turned out really well. Not something that I've ever used for the outside bit before, but it looks pretty nice. I also used the pistons to make the farm outside. You can just see me decorating the inside on this bit here, but in a second you'll see me pop outside and start decorating the farm by using some redstone blocks on the floor and just some gates to trap the animals so they can't escape. And the effect at the end is rather good, I think. It looks pretty cool. It's very unusual because you don't normally see this piston texture as a wall for a house, and the sticky pistons like stand out enough that it looks different, but they're not too crazy in the standout. The farm as well, as I said before, uses the pistons so the animals can't escape. Got a nice path leading up to it as well with some flowers inside. These redstone blocks do look a bit weird, I will admit, but we've got a nice little furnace crafting area over here with an ender chest, some flowers on the windowsills, a bedroom downstairs, because why not? We're modern, okay, and a little anvil over there. Then you head up this ladder here, and on the upstairs you've got a load of chests as well. Not very well lit up there, but that doesn't matter. And of course the roof is a nice open space, a really cool little house. I also use the pistons to make this wacky roof up here, which I think looks pretty cool. And all in all, out of all the builds I did, I think this is probably my second favourite, because my favourite is coming up next. Now for this build, I decided to use 2 ugly, or should I say lovely, blocks, because this actually turned out quite nice. Now my blocks that I chose were the jukebox and of course soul sand, as you can see here, and I built a really awesome house using these. I've never normally built a house in this sort of style before, but I really like how it turned out with the multiple roofs and all the different angles and floors and stuff, and the soul sand and the music box slash jukebox went together really well. It's strange, I wasn't expecting it to. I also used some Neverstone stairs for the roof. As I said before, you can't get jukebox stairs and you can't get soul sand stairs. For the inside I went pretty basic. I used some Nether brick blocks again, the red ones though, not the purpley ones or whatever the standard ones are, and created this 2-story house, which, as dark as it may look with all the dark colours that I'm using, it actually is quite nice and light inside and looks really nice. I also decorated it with just some basic stuff, nothing too interesting really in here. Added lots of chests in, added some armor stands, added some random stuff as well, and added a nice garden out front with, of course, some animals. I actually just added a load of animals into one pen for this one because I'm not building another animal pen for the like 50th time in a row. And here is the outcome. I think this house looks really, really nice. I'm really happy with this. I used some of the soul sand for the path outside instead of fences here, which I think looks really cool. We got the animals over here as well, all the animals together. Inside, very basic layout, lots of chests everywhere, this weird egg carpet, iron armor stands of course with some flowers, a little enchanting area so you can get all your level 30 enchantings. Up here just some bookshelves, we've got the bedroom with a bed, more bookshelves, another jukebox of course, ender chest. In here just got this little tiny chest room, kind of cute little room there. And yeah, all in all, very spacious, very nice, very open, very different style house. I've also got a back door over here as well so you can get out multiple ways. And I'm really happy with how this build turned out. I think it looks awesome. We have got to the final build, which is the pumpkin block. Now, yeah, the pumpkin block is an incredibly ugly block, and I know we said we're going to make everything beautiful. Just know that I tried to make this beautiful. I had a great idea in my head. A pumpkin pyramid. Who doesn't love pyramids? And I was like, yes, this is going to work out spectacularly. And it kind of looks like a big orange turd. But that's okay because poop... No, I'm not going to say it. Poop isn't beautiful. Nothing is beautiful about this. I gave it my best shot and it turned out pretty weird. But it's still a usable house which is made out of pumpkins, and it's not bad. It's not bad. Ignore the fact that the ceiling glitches out here as my camera mod messed up, but that's okay as well. Inside this pyramid, I decided to make it a fully functional pyramid with a farm, animals, all the stuff you would ever need, and on the top floor as well, there's loads of cool stuff too. And also, to make this not look so dreadful, in a second you'll see me building a bridge, because bridges are fun to build, and I was bored of building a pumpkin pyramid. PP though, it sounds cool. It also sounds like PP, which is P, Even though it looks like a poo, so you got the worst of both worlds there, haven't you, I guess? Anyway, let's go look around this pumpkin triangle. Alright, so here's the bridge. A very actually boring bridge in the long run. But here's the pumpkin pyramid inside. We have this very nice downside area with some cows, chickens, and some sheep. I never include pigs in these because pigs, you can only get meat, whereas cows have leather, sheep have wool, chicken have feathers and eggs. Also got some wheat growing in the corner there. Up the spiral staircase, we have a top floor. Chests over here, and a little furnace and crafting table area, as well as a bed and an enchanting area, so everything fits in quite nicely. The walls are very orange, and the carpet is orange, and it is made out of pumpkins, and it does look pretty horrendous. However, as pumpkin pyramids go, I think this is quite a nice pumpkin pyramid. But there you have it, guys. Those are our 5 builds today, all looking spectacular in their own way, apart from the pumpkin pyramid, but the rest of them I think look pretty good given what I was using to build them out of. Let me know in the comments down below which one you preferred, or if there's any other blocks out there that you think are so hideous that I can actually make a beautiful house out of. Leave a like on this video if you did enjoy it, and subscribe if you like content like this. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye!